Ba, 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 bum. Bum, ba, 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 bum. Ba, ba, bum. Ba, 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 bum. Ba, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Speaking of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, welcome.
This is the TWG podcast. Welcome to Marvel Revisited. This is your host, Nate Camacho.
Oh,
With us today is co-founder, man in the chair, sidekick, Winston Corona, because he's going to come at you with the facts.
spitting
all
them
those
facts, bro.
All those other juicy deets.
Oh,
And the one and only, the scruffy looking, the nerf herder, the fastest gun in the West. I wouldn't know. How many guns have you shot? Eric Witzka.
Got guns.
There you go.
Hey, look, since we're getting close to finishing out phase 2, look what I've got for the intro for phase 3.
God, you're a legend, dude. Oh my god.
Little teaser for you guys there, huh?
Shout out.
Put some gold on that. It would look like Iron Man.
Oh,
Eric,
I should just make
prepare
this little
yourself.
piece here gold. Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be
fucking
dope.
amazing. Eric, you prepare yourself because you're about to announce the film that we are reviewing in this episode of Marvel Revisited. Eric, take it away with the theme song / announcement.
Theme song. I don't do the theme song. Okay. Today we will be revisiting Avengers. Age of Ultron. Run.
That voice just gets buttery and smoother every time.
Every time.
All right, guys,
Butter-
let's start it out. How many
buttered
times
popcorn.
have you seen Avengers Age of Ultron? And what are your thoughts? Winston, take it
Oh,
away.
dang. This is a nice change of pace, you know? I'm used to like directing everybody and then like having to do the editing too. So it's like, I get a kick back and I get to enjoy the ride, man. I think I was watching it and I'm like, man, there are a lot of parts of this movie I did not remember. I think this is my third time watching it. Rewatching it, nothing really changed. Pretty much, I went out of the theater the first time I watched it, and I was all like, "Oh, okay, not bad, not great. It's no Avengers 1, but it wasn't a terrible film." And I rewatched it, and my feelings are still valid. So
Good. Eric, how about you? How many times you seen it? How do you feel about it?
I'm gonna go with twice.
oh,
Really?
wow,
This is your third time then?
No, this would be my
your
my
second.
second time.
So you saw it in
Damn.
theaters? Did you?
yeah, and that's it.
Damn.
Gina.
Kind of like what Winnie said. It's not a bad movie, but it didn't really like blow my mind where I was just like, I gotta watch that again, like right now. So, and then after, I feel like there's like some parts of the movie that I played in like Lego Marvel somewhere. So I'm like, kind of revisited it in my own way. So because there's a part in one of the Lego games where you have to set up for the party that they throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, I remember that. Like I was a part of that. And in Lego form I was.
Nice.
So
Do you
No.
want to spit a quick marvelous fact about the party? Since we're
Oh,
touching-
yes.
Winston, you come in with your facts.
okay,
let me-
introducing.
Hot out of the
One.
gate.
Fastest.
During the party in which people are attempting to lift Mjolnir, everyone fails except Steve Rogers, who is able to move it slightly. You can see Thor's smile quickly disappear when he does. This is a reference to the fact that Rogers is one of the only humans who are considered worthy to wield Thor's hammer, and does so in one of the comics. During an interview, Josh Whedon implied that Rogers was fully capable of lifting Mjolnir, but pretended otherwise to spare Thor's feelings.
And it
This-
looks like that in the film.
This was proved true in Endgame, where he actually wields it. And a quick side note to that, Black Widow declined trying to lift Mjolnir. In the comics, she was deemed worthy to wield it in an alternate reality story.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I mean, do you guys think she could have done it?
I don't think so.
Is her moral fiber high enough?
I don't think yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in
They're
this
still
universe,
red
at
in her
least.
ledger. They're still red in her ledger.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I've seen this film this is probably the fourth time. I saw it when it came out. I'm sure I saw it again later just cause, and then I remember watching it a couple of years ago, and then I watched it right now.
Do you want me? Oh, sorry.
1 second. I'm so gassy.
It's a Dr. Pepper, bro.
I know, man. It's
Doctor ordered.
It'll do it every time.
And yeah, watching it in theaters was actually my worst experience with this film because I watched it. I went to, I guess, an event where they showed the first Avengers, and then right after that, they showed Age of Ultron. So it's like it just pales in comparison to the first one. So it's just like, man, that was not good. And then while watching it again, it was like, it's not that bad. It's okay. But honestly, especially this time, rewatching it, after all the context that you get in future movies, it does give it a little bit more weight, like a little bit more punch into why Tony does what he does and why other people do what they do. Because they hadn't, in my opinion, at least for me, like really justified some of the stuff that Tony does. But like I said, with what we see in the future, it does make more sense. And honestly, yeah, like so much of future Marvel content bolsters up this film. But it is a good movie. But the thing is, like, Avengers is supposed to be the like pull out all the stops. You know, you've been waiting 7 movies to watch this movie. We've been building up to it. So for the Avengers movie to just be okay, just be good, is kind of like bad for an Avengers movie. Like an Avengers movie has to be a freaking amazing movie because that's what we're all here for. I mean, that's what we said about Guardians of the Galaxy in our podcast about that one in the last episode. So that's just how I kind of feel about it, is that it is disappointing because it's not as good as the first one. And we've seen so many movies building up to this and it's still not living up to it. So
spoilers, the worst Avengers movie.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
But.
And again, not because it's a terrible movie,
No.
because it's not. But it's not a great movie like the other ones are.
Yeah. Before we get into any lists, do you want me to spit the facts about it, like release date, budget, all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. This movie was released May 1st, 2015, directed once again by Josh Whedon, not Josh Sweden, not Josh.
Oh, Josh Whedon.
Not Josh Whedon. It's Joss Whedon.
He wrote it as well.
Yes, he did write it as well.
And it shows.
Budget of $495 million. Box
That's
office.
the most up to that point.
I think so. And then box office of $1.4 billion.
Wow.
Big boy.
No surprise after seeing the success of Avengers 1, like, and then the lead up to it again. It's like, it's no surprise that this was a successful movie, you know, even though Thor Dark World wasn't great, even though, you know, some of the
Iron Man
3 was meh. Yeah. But I just went back to my mind just went back to it being the worst Avengers movie.
Well, let's start off with our first list. Let's do importance to the MCU. You know, how important is Avengers Age of Ultron to the MCU? Eric.
So, I'll do the list first.
Yes, please.
Avengers, Guardians, Winter Soldier, Thor, Captain America. That's the first half of the list. I think it's probably in the first half. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Eric, now take it away.
Where would you rank it?
I'm torn between if it should go above Guardians or below Guardians. for me, I think I need to hear your perspectives to.
Yeah, let's do like pros and cons.
Okay.
We get another Infinity Stone. We get a bunch more important characters. We have tensions, and I guess even storylines that start here that are far-reaching into the MCU. I don't know, man. I think, yeah. So, and then negatives for importance-wise, or I don't know, what does Guardians have over it? Let's say, Guardians does expand the universe a lot.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, this one doesn't really do that.
Mm-hmm.
But how much of what it shows us actually matters in the future going forward? You know, obviously the Guardians matter, but like Xandar doesn't matter that much. The Kree kind of don't matter that much. They do have some importance. Yeah, so
but I think like Nowhere and the Collector are super important. We see Thanos speak for the first time.
But we get Thanos in this one too.
Yeah, but it's an after credit scene. You know, he's not.
But it's still in the film, and arguably this is more important than what we see in Guardians.
That's true.
You know, after hearing, oh, do you got more to say, Winnie?
I was gonna do a marvelous fact about that end credit scene.
Do it. Okay. Do it.
It's a mid credit scene, sure, because it's the end credit scene. Thanos retrieves an infinity gauntlet from a vault and puts it on his left hand. In Odin's vault in Thor, an infinity gauntlet can be briefly seen, but it is right-handed. This gauntlet is declared a fake by Hela in Thor Ragnarok. But side note to that, my thing is, this end credit scene is also it's
retconned.
Thank you, that's the word. Because in Infinity War, we see that he goes to like that big dwarf guy, whatever the heck, to make the Infinity Gauntlet. So he does not have it.
Couldn't that have happened before that end credit scene?
Sure.
You got to think, bro. This is basically, yes, we get Ant-Man after this, but this is the end of Phase 2. So we're only one phase away from Thanos doing his thing.
Sure.
So it's possible.
But also, that decision, I didn't make sense to me when they said it. It doesn't make sense to me now. Why didn't they end Phase 2 on an Avengers movie? Like Ant-Man? Why? Just put it in Phase 3.
Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe they didn't want to bloat Phase 3, but like, does that really matter? I don't know. But they did that with Phase 3 as well, where they gave us like an epilogue. But the Spider-Man film in Phase 3 is much more of an epilogue than Ant-Man is to Phase 2.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so before we go into rank the after credits scene, because I think that's where we're at here in a minute, let's finish off importance to the MCU.
I think hearing your thoughts, I'm gonna have to say that it goes number 2, above Guardians.
Honestly, I think there may be an argument to be made that it's over Avengers.
Wow.
Because to use like the gardening analogy, in Avengers 1, the ground is plowed, but in Age of Ultron, the seeds are sown. Like the actual problems and conflicts that all of this is building up to are clearly laid out. Well, not clearly in hindsight, but are laid out in this film.
Okay. I guess that's where it's going. I would still put it under Guardians personally, but just because I'm like,
why?
Just because Ultron, which is a huge part of this movie, doesn't really matter. Like,
not fully, bro.
The only thing that matters is the consequence it gives to Tony. That's it.
It's not only Tony, bro. It's like so many characters. Vision is changed by him, obviously.
Yes.
Wanda is like absolutely molded by him, and even Steve gets the repercussions of Ultron. It's like this movie, you're right. Like it's a shame that this movie isn't as good as the other Avengers movies because it has such far-reaching effects in the universe.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Put it number 2.
But it's if you guys want to both at 2, it's at 2.
It's at,
Yeah, I still feel like it's at 2.
yeah.
Okay. All right, it's at 2. Let's get into end credits. Give us the list, Winston.
Let me pull it up. It is number 1, Avengers, which is of course Thanos. 2 is Winter Soldier, where we see the twins. 3 is Loki with the Thor. The movie is Thor. You see Loki with the Tesseract. And number 4 is Incredible Hulk, Tony walking into the bar. I think it's already above one of those. So
I think it's number 2. I think it's just like a slightly less epic version
of
of
number
that
1.
first end credit scene.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, because it's the first time like, okay, no, now we mean business, especially since now we've had confirmed the Infinity Stones, which segue into a marvelous fact is at the end of the movie, Thor admits he's worried that 4 Infinity Stones have appeared already. Thor knows about the Guardians of the Galaxy retrieving the orb from Ronan due to his vision when in the seeing pool. And
Wow.
at
that vision was so weird.
That whole thing didn't really make sense at all.
No, it didn't.
But that in that scene, we did get confirmed that the ether was an Infinity Stone and that the Tesseract is an Infinity Stone, which before they just hinted at, I'm pretty sure, but they never confirmed.
Yeah, because in Guardians of the Galaxy, he just shows the stones, but he doesn't show that like the ether is one and that the Tesseract is one.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting though. Do they show the Soul Stone? I don't think they showed the Soul Stone though, even in his vision.
The Soul Stone? You mean the Mind Stone?
Oh, no, the one that you have to die for.
No,
They don't show it.
well, I think they show that there's 6 Infinity Stones, but they don't.
Man, I should have paid more attention.
No,
I'm a little
man, I can't remember because I didn't remember thinking about that there's not one here in the center. So you might actually be right. Yeah, you might be right.
Thor's vision, Age of Ultron.
While he's taking a bath.
Oh.
Oh, this water is so good. I need some bubble bath. And some rubber
While
duckies.
Nate's looking that up, like
By the way,
this scene is just so dumb. He goes to the doctor instead of
it's
going.
not there.
Huh?
It's not there.
It's not there. Okay, sweet. So he goes to the doctor, and sure, the doctor, he's not like, he doesn't have a PhD for like, lore or anything, like Norse lore, but he's all like, oh yeah, let's go to this one mysterious place. It's like,
I'm not even gonna defend it.
okay,
I read about it. I'll take you there. I know where it is.
what?
I go with my family on vacation there.
And then he
was
goes
great to
there
see.
and he's just like, all right, let's get in the water. And he gets in the water and then it's just like lightning and a vision. It's like,
They lit candles, Winston. They lit candles.
like,
Okay.
I don't know. It just seemed
It's a
so,
really weak plot device.
yeah. It's like, all right, we need to find a way to make it obvious that the Infinity Stones are coming into play here. And that's kind of all it did. And it felt very poorly executed to me. That's it.
Yeah, there's so much about this film that is very poorly executed. What is next as far as lists go? How about, what we should do? Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. performance.
Oh, he is Tony Stark, apparently. So we have.
I'll start this one off.
You don't want to.
Go
You
ahead.
want the list first?
Go ahead.
Okay. Iron Man 3, Avengers, Iron Man 2.
He is really good in this, but I don't think he's that good. I get very, very similar vibes that we got in Avengers, but not as good. Yeah, I'm kind of floating at putting it under Avengers.
I agree 100%. Number 3,
I can see that.
just above Iron Man. Mm-hmm.
Pick number 3, my lord.
Honestly, is it better than Iron Man though? I don't think it is, honestly. Because in
No.
Avengers he has that scene where with Loki that's super awesome, and like he doesn't really have any, like, what performance moment does he have in this film?
My my thing that I like about it is that, again, going back to the ideology of like how Tony thinks, you know, and what I've said throughout the whole MCU revisiting is that Tony's character it's like something that's fundamental to his character is his trauma, you know, and his PTSD, and that again comes into play in this movie, and it has a huge effect on what happens in the story. And again, they never say it, they're just like, oh, she messes with his mind, he sees something, oh, now I want to do this, you know. But I kind of wish that they did like specifically say that she can't make somebody think something, she can just make them believe what they think even more, you know, because already it's obvious that that's his biggest fear. Because his biggest fear is losing in.
That's kind of like they do that because every single one sees something that they are already afraid of. Like all of them do.
Sure. Yeah.
Thor is worried about killing everybody. Tony's worried about everybody dying and him not living.
Mm-hmm.
Not Wanda. Freaking Nat is, traumatized about her past. And then Hulk just loses his mind, which is, I guess, what Bruce Banner's biggest fear.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But yeah, that's my thing. That is definitely clear in his performance, and like even just like that one, like he has like that little dazed look, and then he calls for the Iron Man hand, and then he like takes it. Like that's like right before we get the title screen. Like that, I don't know that like it's not very flamboyant, but I feel like he says a lot in his actions, and I think that's good acting. You know?
Yeah, that is his best scene for sure. Like, you're totally right. But is that better than what we get in Iron Man?
We get so much Downey in Iron Man. There's just...
And it's good.
It's really good, man. Yeah.
We get I Am Iron Man.
I guess.
So I think it might be under Iron Man.
I Am Iron Man.
So it's the new number 4, pushing Iron Man 2 down to Iron Man to 5. Cool.
I'm comfortable with that. Cool. Let's talk suits. But before
actually, this is a great, before we get into that, this is a great one to throw in here. When Tony Stark goes to upload his new AI partner, Friday, or also known as Friday, there is another drive labeled Jocasta. Jocasta in the comics was an AI created by Ultron, and her mind and body were molded after Janet Van Dyne, or the Wasp. She would eventually turn against Ultron and join the Avengers.
There's also another one called, is it Takeshi from Big Hero 6?
Oh, yeah.
It's the older brother's name that dies. He's one of the AI cards in there as well. Okay, let's talk suits. Let's start with Iron Man suits. They don't really show off his newest mark that he's using in this one, but it still looks really good. And then we also have Hulkbuster.
Oh, man.
So we got 2 suits. Winston, give us the list.
List is number 1, Avengers Boy. Number 2, Suitcase Boy. Number 3, Chrome Dome. Oh, this is where we have to rearrange things. Number 4 is Triangle Cool Boy. Number 5 is Mark 3, a Ridge. Number 6 is Cave Boy. Okay. So I know that.
I think the only change we made was that the one and only past and future suit was above Chrome Dome. I think that's the only change.
Yeah, I think we're moving Chrome Dome down to number 5, so it's just above Cave Boy. That's the only difference that we made to the list.
Okay.
So that makes Avengers Suitcase, Triangle, and then Mark 3, Chrome Dome, Cave Boy.
Didn't we rank the Mark? What is it, Mark 42, the one in Iron Man 3?
I have no idea where we ranked it, dude. That podcast was all
I
over
remember
the place.
being super ugly.
Yeah. I think we put it under Mark 3, so it's just above Chrome Dome.
I think it's worse than Chrome Dome. How about you guys?
I don't think it's worse than Chrome. Chrome Dome's just so generic, so boring.
Okay. We'll put it above Chrome Dome. What is that, Mark 42?
Yeah.
42.
All right, so we got 2 to rank. We have whatever Mark he's wearing now, and this one, which looks good. And then we have Hulkbuster. So let's do Hulkbuster because I think that's going to be easier to rank.
Is it though?
You think it's number 1, Winston?
I think it's cooler than the Avengers.
Damn, bro.
And that's the way I got to look at this list.
Gimmicks,
I have to go down the list. 1, is it cooler than Avengers? Yes. Boom, number 1. Because is it cooler in Suitcase? Nah.
How about you? Eric?
Say 2.
I think it's like, honestly, I'm always going to rank everything below Mark 3 just because Mark 3 should be number 1. So we can leave it at number 2. Now, let me look up.
Hold on. Are we putting it under
It's below
Suitcase
Avengers.
or above Suitcase?
Eric. I don't care. So you choose. Because these, honestly, they're like equivalent. They're both kind of gimmicky. You know, Hulkbuster, what it has going for it is that it's so unique and it freaking fights the Hulk and it's super awesome. But then I do think Suitcase Boy does look a little cooler. So these are both like right there for me. So I really don't care which one goes
I had the freaking fact up. I don't know what happened to it. But there was a fact that that the Hulkbuster armor has 3 arc reactors, 1 in the chest and 1 in each knee, which is pretty cool.
It looks
Needs
like
that much
like
power.
it'd be more sense for them to be in his hands.
That's what it said.
But he got one of his arms ripped off.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he gets a new one.
But that's a lot of arc reactors. Like, oh man, I lost the arc reactor. Yeah,
Another
throw me
one.
one. I got a closet full of them.
So what are we doing? Above Suitcase or under?
I say above.
Okay.
It is pretty cool. It
I
is
mean,
Mark
especially-
35.
It's taking the practicality of the one in Iron Man 3, but it makes it like actually like this thing could like do some incredible damage because it can go head to head with Hulk. Like that's like
and win.
yeah.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to
Oh,
sleep.
that was so good. Dun, 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 dun.
We'll get to the action scene. Hold up, I want to pull up.
Which Mark this is?
I know it's Mark 45, but it looks really cool. And the thing is, they never really show it off the way. they do the
Yeah,
other
that's
one.
another thing that it's like I can't even like say it's like super cool or super lame. Like at this point, I'm like, it looked exactly like Avengers to me because I couldn't get a good look at it.
It's way more. Man, I feel like he might have 2 suits, man.
No,
Because he has one that's very like Ultron looking, and then he has one that's a little bit more angular. All right, let me just pick this one. It's just this one.
Well, since we're talking about the Hulk right now, and while we're waiting on Nate, at some point, the Abomination was going to be an antagonist in the film or a secondary villain, and Tim Roth would have reprised his role from that film. However, the Abomination was written out of the film. He would eventually appear in a brief role as Shang-Chi.
Yeah, it was totally pointless to have him.
It doesn't make any sense.
There was also a few. There was facts about that they wanted at the end, right where they show the new Avengers, which is Wanda. We've got War Machine and Falcon and everything. That they really wanted to have cameos of Spider-Man and Captain Marvel. But
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah. Also, there was like no way they were going to get Spider-Man because that deal wasn't even close to ready yet.
Doesn't that look great?
Too shabby.
Looks good.
I think it's definitely not better than Avengers. It's definitely not better than Mark III. But it's up there.
If it's not better than Mark III, that puts it.
Yeah, but Winston, in my list, Mark III is at the top. So, where would you guys rank it? Is it better than Avengers?
No.
Okay. Is it better than Hulkbuster?
No.
Is it better than Suitcase?
No.
Is it
No.
better than Triangle?
That's tough.
I say no
okay.
because I just like the
If
triangle. It looks so cool.
Yeah, if I had to place it in this dumb list, it'd be over Triangle. How about you, Eric? I think you're about to decide. Is it over Triangle or is it under Triangle?
You both have to. Of course, you both have to be like, I love it, and then the other's like, I don't really dig it. So,
It looks good, man.
I think it looks good. It's just the I don't know, something about the triangle makes it appear to me more like straight out of the comics. I think it's because the first Iron Man comic and the first exposure to Iron Man that I had was with the triangle. So it just looks so much like, yes, that's exactly what he should look like, and that's why I like it so much. Like, this suit looks great, but I think it still goes under triangle.
Can we pull up triangle real quick?
Well, let me see what I could do.
Next to the one you already have open? No, I was kidding.
I can do that, but I'm not going to.
Like, God, just give me 6 hours.
If you look up Iron Man 2 suit, it's just the suit.
Heck yeah, it's because the cool is so cool, man. Mark 6, just look up Mark 6, bro. It's right up there.
I mean, that one's pretty good. I think that's good right there.
You know, I like the look, like the layered look of the armor on this one.
You like this more?
Yeah.
Cool.
I get it. Like, this suit would be great if that was a circle
My God.
and not a dumb triangle.
A hexagon even.
It doesn't fit the freaking design language of anything else, dude. There's
What are
not
you
another
talking about,
triangle
man?
on this suit.
There's no circles either.
Yeah, but the circle's organic, bro. It just fits. His head is a circle. His shoulders are a circle. His fingers are circular. All right.
I guess
it's going under Triangle Boy.
Yep.
So there you go.
I guess the triangle kind of resembles a crotch.
There you go. All right. Let's get into action scene. Because this actually does do okay, I think, on the action scene. So which ones do we want to use? Hulkbuster, Hulk v. Tony. I think that's the one. I think that's the one we're looking at.
I'm surprised you say that.
The first fight's good. It's just the most memorable, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers that fight. Everybody remembers that fight. Everybody remembers moments in that fight.
Which, by the way, I was watching it, and of course, like this whole movie, I'm like thinking about like, okay, well, obviously there's going to be repercussions in Civil War that we see from this movie, but I'm like, especially in that bit, it's like, wow, like he's not trying to like not destroy stuff or anything, dude. He's going ham.
He
Like
barely,
goes into a mall and he like bashes against the elevator and everything, and they're like, no, everyone's fine. I'm like, no, somebody's dead in there. Like,
dude, I mean, not only does he crash Hulk into that under construction skyscraper, he explodes that under construction skyscraper. Like he blows it up.
Exactly. And
while
he's like
crashing
scanning.
into it.
Okay, there's nobody in here. Let's bring it down. It's like, dude, like
Why is there nobody in a construction site in the middle of the day? Did like OSHA shut them down? Like what's happening?
and then all that debris, that's gonna kill people too. Come on, think about this, Tony.
Lung cancer, bro. It's bad.
Yeah.
That being said, it's
Didn't
such
he
a great
say-
fight.
Did he say something about buying the building or
Oh, yeah.
something?
He's like, how quickly can we buy this building?
Okay. Well, that
Anyway.
makes me feel a little bit better, but
Give us the list, Winston.
Number 1, Winter Soldier highway fight. Oh, so good. Number 2, Avengers War in New York. Number 3, Iron Man Gomera fight. Number 4, Guardians final fight. Number 5, Iron Man 3 final fight.
Okay. I know where I want it.
I'll
So
say
I-
above
You
Guardians.
think it's above Guardians?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's right there. I think it's right above Guardians.
I can't object.
It's dude,
Good,
because the
you said
Guardians
the drum.
fight. Honestly, dude, the best thing about the Guardians fight is the dance off at the end. That's the best thing about that fight.
Yep.
But no, this I mean,
Okay, I'll bring it
God,
back.
dude,
Yeah. Okay, bring it back.
yeah, I mean this fight is great. You know, that is one of the things that Joss Whedon does excel at is just the popcorn fighting, like the big spectacle. Not so much the choreography, but just the spectacle of it.
Mhm. Which,
But it's good.
like, on a side note, I'm like, when we were talking about the original Avengers, I said that there's so many people that have tried to capture that same magic that movie has, and I think Josh Whedon is trying to capture that same magic in this movie, and he
Himself,
still
he can't
fails.
do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he couldn't do it. And I think a part of it is because he'd already done it, you know, and it's like you can't just do the same thing again. But it's really solid. But it's still, is that 4th now? Is it 5th or 4th?
Above Guardians is 4th, pushing Guardians down to 5.
Number 4. All right. What do you got next, Winston?
Another fact.
Shoot me with that sick fact.
It's a great one. Hawkeye's line. Nobody would know. Nobody.
Except they would.
The last I saw him, Ultron was sitting on him. Yeah, he'll be missed. Quick little bastard. I miss him already. Was improvised by Jeremy Renner.
Glad they kept that.
Oh man,
Except
this
they would
movie,
know. Go ahead.
this movie makes me appreciate Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
Like finding out that he has a family, like they give him so much more dialogue, much more screen time.
They flesh out his
Actually-
character.
More scream time.
Yeah. And just like his like crucialness in the team, like he is one of those members that keeps things together. Like you wouldn't even think about it, but yeah, he's just like, yeah, this is your job. Like
Mhm.
get things together. If not, I'm gonna go do my job. This is what I do. It would be nice if you did your job, but whatever.
Like, honestly, I'm gonna do a little rant here about Hawkeye. Like, there's that one scene where he's talking to his wife, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know. You think that they're gods and they don't need me." And she's like, "No, I think they do need you, and that's even scarier." Like, and I said it in the first Avengers as well, that I'm just like, out of all the characters that are in the Avengers, I relate the most to Hawkeye, and especially after the Hawkeye series, the television show. I'm just like, before I didn't really like Hawkeye that much, but now the more I think about it, I'm like, man, he's so cool. I love this character so much more now. And that's another reason why so far the Hawkeye series, even though it's not perfect at all, it's my favorite Marvel Disney Plus series because of that. It made me realize how much
More
I
than
love this
Loki?
character. Yeah, dude, because Loki, it's like I already liked him, and honestly, sure, the concept is so much cooler than Hawkeye, but I feel like what they meant to do with that show, I feel like they made me like Loki a little less, honestly. with that show. Like they expanded the MCU and the timeline stuff. All that concept is super cool, but I feel like these shows are supposed to be like it's called Loki. You know, that's what it's supposed to be like. You're gonna like this character more after this show, and that's the objective. And Hawkeye did that for me, man. I can't look at Hawkeye the same after it.
Okay. Yeah, but he was good. He was good. On the other hand, Black Widow, Bruce Banner. Why?
Yep. That's why I'm telling you,
bad,
man.
bro. It's so bad.
Should have gone with Steve.
Should have gone with nobody. I will say though, even though that part sucks, they did do a good job of humanizing her. Because when we saw her last in Winter Soldier, she still very much felt like an agent, a spy that's just putting on an act. And in this one, she feels very much like, no, she has friends, she has relationships, you know, she loves Burton's children. And it's like, okay, now she feels more like an actual person. And we can see her actually like developing more, less into an agent. And they do a good job with that too, with her coming, I don't know about coming to terms with her upbringing, but separating herself from it. And I did like, again, she has such a great arc, and it's because every time she shows up, her character develops just a little bit more, just a little bit, but it's so good to see.
Yeah, but that romance, just like, nope. I didn't buy it the first time I watched it. I still don't buy it. It's like,
It's
no.
worse, I feel like. When the scene where Bruce goes to save her and they're in Ultron's base, and then he's like, no, I got a reason to not get mad. And then she's like, I adore you. I think she kisses him and says, I adore you. And then pushes him off. It's like, you would never say or do any of that. Like, that's so dumb.
Yep.
Let's talk Captain America suits.
Ooh.
Costume.
I
Does
already
it?
know where I want it. I
What?
already know. I already
Go
know
ahead.
where I want
Go
it.
ahead.
Where
I
do you want
love this suit. I love this suit.
Really?
Number
Number
one.
one.
Whoa.
Is it above the Black Ops suit, though?
Ooh, I forgot about the black.
Yeah,
Ops.
the Winter Soldier suit is so good.
Again, we don't get to see. This is a good suit, Eric. I'm right there with you.
It is a great suit.
But is
Like
it
the
better
little
than
hints of
Black
red
Ops?
in there, and how the Captain America star has like little slits in it and everything. It's just it looks so good on it.
Yeah, because I think I want to keep it as one because it's just like it's so cool and it encapsulates like everything that I want in Captain America. Like you want to see those colors and everything still. I mean the Black Ops suit is awesome, but I mean when you think about it, it's not what you're regularly gonna see Cap in. So like when I think about the character and the colors and what he stands for, I'd say one.
You pulling it up?
What are your thoughts? Do you want me to show it?
At least bring up Winter Soldier, just because I think Eric needs a little refresher on how cool that suit is. It's the stripes it's the like the little things that come along the sides that do it for me in the Winter Soldier outfit. That it's just like it looks so good. It looks like I don't know. For me, that makes it look more military, more like a military uniform with those things that go along the side. This suit looks so cool. The little, like, tiny little red details in there and the navy blue all the way around. I really dig this suit, but I think it goes number 2 for me.
Well, let me see it. Okay, just a sec.
It's just so minimalist, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's why it speaks to me, is just how just clean it is. You know, it's 2 colors. It's
I
that
like
dark
I
navy blue and silver.
I like it. I mean, I like it a lot, but it's still I feel like it's still missing that
red.
pop of red. Yeah. So I mean, well, there's the Avengers one right there.
I'm trying to find a good one. I mean, it's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, I really like that.
For me, I wish that the red wasn't in on like his like stomach area. I wish that was just all navy blue and then he just had the little red accents. Then I think it would be number one. But it's the red and white on his like stomach area. Not a huge fan of.
Okay. No, I understand that.
Let me see if I can find a better one.
But when you can really show off the abs, like
Speaking of which,
there you
though,
go.
the freaking awesome magnet for his shield,
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
cool.
So
And
cool.
I don't know why they don't stick with that for the rest of the series, or am I wrong? Do they? Because I don't think they do.
If they do, they don't really show much of it that I can remember.
'Cause-
Yeah, man.
I get it.
And see,
Eric.
like the white on the biceps
That
too.
one-
Like,
that one's better.
yeah, it's got to go number 2 for me.
This one is way better than everything
Oh, yeah.
else
Yeah,
other than this one.
Okay. Well, I'm outvoted, so that's cool. I love that suit too. I love that suit.
Sorry, Eric.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Can we talk about just some of the team up moves in this movie?
hold that
Yeah,
thought.
dude.
Hold that thought, because since we were talking about Cap, I want to shoot this one out there. I gotta clear my throat. It's a long one. During the woodcutting scene with Steve and Tony at Clint's house, which is oh my god, you wanna break some women's hearts. Just
You wanna flex?
oh my god. Steve continually takes jabs at Tony about not telling him things. This is a bit hypocritical, since during the events of the previous Captain America film, Zola tells Steve that Hydra and the Winter Soldier are responsible for the deaths of Tony's parents, and Steve has found out that Bucky Barnes is the Winter Soldier. Steve also has neglected to tell the rest of the team that he's trying to find Bucky, as exemplified when Sam and Steve talk at the party, and Sam tells Steve he's still working on their missing persons case. This huge omission from Steve is the main reason for Steve and Tony's falling out during the events of Civil War, and its consequences play out over the next 2 Avengers movies.
I can't wait to talk about
Yeah.
that aspect in
They
Civil War.
do such a great job widening that divide between Cap and between Tony.
Yep.
Because we did see it a little bit in the beginning in Avengers, but they just met, they have no reason to trust each other, so it doesn't feel like it's that big a deal. But in this one, it's like they've been working together for a while now, and like they straight up fight.
Mhm.
They straight up fight.
I
when
forgot
Vision
about that.
is about to be born.
Yeah.
When I remembered, it's just like he like knocks him away, and then Thor shows up. But no, it's like a couple blows that they're exchanging, and it's like, yeah, dude, like they obviously weren't trying to kill each other,
No.
but it was like, no, I will stop you. I'm going to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, it's crazy to think. It's crazy to think about that. And then, yeah, what Winston just mentioned, and that's why I'm saying like why this is such an important film, because it's like what Winston just said is such an important undercurrent that they don't talk about at all. But it's like, man, it just gives you that extra bit of, yeah, I understand why Tony got so pissed off in Civil War.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's something that's like, I'm glad we're rewatching this, because I never caught that in the Winter Soldier. And now knowing that they actually said that, it's like, yeah, like I can see, like it's going to make, when we get to Civil War, it's going to make Civil War so much better, because it's like, you can understand both sides, which is great, because that's the way the comics are too.
Let's talk about Thor's suit.
Here, wait.
Go
We
ahead.
got to talk about the team up moves.
Yes. Which some of the best team ups are Cap and Thor.
Oh, yeah.
Captain
Yeah.
Thor,
He
man.
lines
that
them up.
shield, that lightning, so
That
good.
hammer, bro. It's like
And
every
the
other
hammer,
move
man, just man,
is like
so
Cap,
awesome.
like Thor, or like, yeah, basically, I'm lining them up, light them up, and Thor knocks them down. It's so great.
It's great.
Yeah, dude, that one's good. What other good team ups do we have?
Well, we get 2 Thor and Cap, like different,
Yeah.
but I don't really. Can you think of any others that like they actually do like a?
I know
Double
Hawkeye has a little bit of stuff, both with Wanda and I think with Cap as well, but it's not very memorable. Honestly, it's Thor and Cap. They're such a dynamic duo.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. And there are solid moments, but they're just not quite there. You know, like when Thor and Iron Man and Vision are just melting Ultron. Like that's a
That
cool
was
scene.
so
Man.
awesome.
Like,
Yeah.
that's cool. And then what was the other one? Oh yeah, you're just watching Captain America and Ultron just going at it on that truck. Like to me, like I love that because I love Captain America's fighting style, and it's like oh, what's Captain America gonna do against Ultron? I remember thinking in the theater he's gonna go up there and get like swatted away, and then just be like, I'm coming, guys. But no, dude, it's great.
They did a good job making it seem like Cap's not overpowered, but he still can hold his own with practically anybody.
He can put in some work.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting how he knocks down Pietro, and he's like, "Stay down." And it's like, bro, but that's your thing is not doing that. So, let's talk about the villain, Ultron. This is a very, very interesting list. Or actually, do we have a list for Thor's costumes?
No, we
do
don't.
Have a list for that? It's basic.
Yeah,
It's like
One's pretty high up there for me, I think.
the suit for Thor.
Yeah, if I remember
Isn't it
correctly.
carbon copy
of the first Avengers.
Dark World.
No, so see, and that's the thing is like for me, Thor happens right, and then it's the same costume in Avengers, and then rewatching Thor: Dark World, I realized that the little circles are like golden, and then
chainmail on his arms.
And then in this one, it's right back to the original Thor costume, and I'm like,
He was feeling nostalgic.
but I'm like, that's why I said like until Thor Ragnarok, it's kind of like, yep, this is Thor's outfit, over and over and over.
Let's talk about the villain, Ultron.
Loki,
First off-
Winter Soldier, Ronan, Red Skull, Ivan Vanko.
Okay, so obviously not over Loki. How do you guys feel about the matchup between him and Ronan?
I think Ultron takes it.
Well,
I think
Winter Soldier's at number 2.
Oh.
Winter Soldier.
So
That's a better matchup right there.
I still think that Ultron takes it.
What?
Dude, the performance, bro. It's James Spader.
James Spader, man, his voice
so good, dude.
I can't think of anybody else being Ultron. Like he has that menacing,
nails it.
Plus, like genius sounding voice. Like it's like when I hear him talk, I'm just like
he's like perfect. He has that subtle intimidation and that effortless intimidation where it's like he's not yelling at you. He's not like being gruff, like he's just talking, but it's like, dude, that guy's gonna murder me. And his performance is good, dude. He does such a good job of like, I'm a baby AI, I'm a murder bot, I'm Tony Stark's baby. It's like it's so nuanced. There's so many different things informing his performance, and it's all there, bro. It's all there, and it's great. When he loses it against Ulysses Claw, it's like, damn, that like, whoa, he like had a temper tantrum. And then you can see he actually cares about Wanda, even though he's basically planning to kill her. It's like, and he is like super like lost. Like his mentality is so broken, but he's so 100 genuinely believes it. And it's like, so the performance really launches him up there because it's right there with Loki. I don't know if the performance is better than Loki's performance, but they're definitely in the same league as far as the performance goes. Now, when we talk about his fighting, honestly, I think his best outing when he's fighting is when it's him and Iron Man one-on-one in Africa. Like that was kind of his best fighting moment. Because after that, he really doesn't do much. It's mostly just his minions fighting, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, what he accomplishes, what he actually does, I think he stumbles into, well, no, because he meant to split up the Avengers. And that, I think, is what he's most successful at. He doesn't split them up, but I don't think Zemo could have done what Zemo does if Ultron didn't lay the foundation in this film. As far as destroying the world, not very close. And I never really felt the tension. There's a little bit of tension at the end where it's like, man, like it's up there. Can they stop him? But so I think he's over the Winter Soldier, because even though the Winter Soldier's presence and fighting is really good, the mentality and even the performance isn't there. So and Ultron wins those so much.
That's not necessarily Sebastian Stan's fault,
no, it's the
because I mean he doesn't really have that much dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I just mean Ultron has the presence, like he's in the internet, he's in everything. He has tons of himself, the copies of himself. I'm just like, Winter Soldier's so good at what he does, but I feel like it's at a smaller scale.
Mm-hmm.
Like one-on-one scenarios, you need somebody taken out, stuff like that.
That's a good point. Like Ultron wipes the floor with every other villain we've seen up to this point, including Loki.
I feel like he's number 2.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Winnie?
Number 3. I don't think, it's just, for me, he's one of the weakest parts about this movie.
Really?
I don't really feel like what you guys are saying, like the of him being intimidating and everything. I didn't really get that. Like, there's one scene, man, I think it's probably when he's talking to Black Widow. That's the only scene I ever felt that. And other than that, for me, it doesn't really, just this villain, like everything that they do in this movie doesn't make sense to me, because his concept is that he's a program. He should be so much more unstoppable than he is in this movie, in my opinion. And like, I don't know. It's like, well, for example, in What If, like, we get to see what he can actually do in What If. And like, that's like that. I'm like, yeah. And everyone was like, not really happy with that episode of What If, but I enjoyed it, because I was all like, okay, no, yeah, this is the Ultron that I thought I was going to get in this movie. But instead, it's like, I don't know, like a lot of the things that he does, it's like, you're a program. Why would you be acting like this? Why would you be like, oh, forgot that one, trying to be all witty and stuff? It's like, why? Like,
well, I feel like it has to do a lot with Tony. Like, he has,
and Tony and with the Mind Stone.
Yeah,
I understand that he is a child of Tony, but I don't get why he would take the mannerisms. Why would a program take the mannerisms of its creator? Like, and it's not like he even created it. It's like more like he woke up, So I'm like, and then on top of that, I'm not a huge fan of the design. And then I even like his design after he gets the the vibranium even less. And
what's adamantium?
So I don't know. I think I fundamentally disagree with what you guys have said about it, where it's like, it just didn't. I don't like it.
Sense to you.
Yeah.
One thing that I do agree with is, I don't think they gave him enough time to show how much he. Like, I feel like this should have been a 2-parter. I feel like,
yeah, in the comics, Ultron is like a Thanos level villain.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's why I feel like that.
Yeah,
and
I get that.
Yeah, and then when he's saying, yeah, like he should have, like, the What If, like that Ultron's like BA, like he's a beast, and like to put that in like a second movie, I think would have been awesome, or like close to that. But I feel like they did drop the ball a little bit on that, because I feel that there's too much minion fighting. There's not enough one-on-one.
Way too much minion fighting.
Just the main Ultron.
And the minions are all the same too. Which
Yeah.
sucks.
Mhm.
I will say it's weak writing, 100%. But they do explain away both of the things you're talking about. One, Jarvis is still alive and is actively blocking him.
Yeah.
So that's why he's not like blowing everything up all the time.
Yeah.
Weak. There, but weak. And then, yes, he is a program, but the first thing that they talk about in the aftermath of that fight after the party is like, look what he did to Jarvis. Like, this isn't what a program does.
True.
This is like what a human does. So he is way more human than he is robot, or like, I don't know what the word is, organic,
Mhm.
than he is program. Way more. Like, if I had to say it, it's like 80% organic, 20% program. It's more like a human brain with the capabilities of what an AI can do, not an AI brain.
But then his like ideology of him being like, oh no, this is what I want to do, is like cleanse the world and everything because, you know, humans are blah 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 blah. All that stuff, that's very much a program thought. You know, that's not a human thought. That's not like, so it's like it goes in contra like it
I do have a question. Yeah, he
contradicts.
contradicts himself.
Yeah.
In the what if, he kills everybody. There's nothing left on Earth.
Mhm.
Nothing organic. It's nothing organic is left. But in this movie, it's like, no. I just want to like reset everything and have humans evolve. They need to evolve
True.
to be something more.
Mhm.
So it's like, what happens? So I feel like that what if confuses this movie a little bit.
And it's because I think the main reason is because in the comics, Ultron is more like the what if, where he is more of that program. He doesn't have so much personality, I guess.
Personality.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about a different Ultron though in the multiverse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
each multiverse is going to have a different type of character
And
portrayal.
honestly, that's probably why the what if Ultron succeeded and this one did not.
Honestly, yes. Yeah, that's very true.
And I will say he is pretty ineffective. Wanda is the one that wrecked the Avengers, not really Ultron.
Mhm.
And yes, Ultron was using her, but still it was Wanda. So you get that, you know, he doesn't get many wins. And I guess the Winter Soldier didn't get many wins either, but he didn't really lose either. It was more like we fought to a stalemate and somebody ran away.
True.
Whereas in this one, it's like, nope, we stopped him here, we stopped him there. He didn't get Vision's body. You know, he did get the vibranium, but it's like Wanda did that, and then he loses at the end.
For me, it's like the reason why Winter Soldier is above him is because I just like later, especially later in the MCU, we're gonna get to the people that are like, I think the coolest villains are the ones who are heroes of their own story, you know? And in Winter Soldier, yes, he's a bad person, but he's not in control, you know?
Mhm.
So he's a tortured soul, like legitimately. And I'm like, I like that a lot more than Ultron is. So that's why for me,
he's definitely got a better backstory.
yeah.
But
Yeah, honestly, for me, it's just the performance. I know you don't gel with it, Winston, but I
Yeah.
love it. James Spader killed it.
Yeah,
And that's why he's
I'm outvoted. It's going number 2, but yeah.
cool. Let's talk Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh.
It's the prices. I mean, the Rotten Tomatoes score is right. Have you seen it yet, Winston?
I haven't.
I'm going with like 72.
Wow. Okay.
wow, that low.
Oh, wow. Okay. What do you think, Eric?
Well, now that you've done that,
Well, I haven't seen it. I don't know. Like
I'm gonna go 80.
80. Whoa. I was thinking like 67.
Really, I still think it did pretty well.
It is 76.
Oh,
So I'm 4 away and Eric's 4 away. So it's a tie.
Dang. I thought it was way lower than that.
No,
Holy
it's
crap.
not that bad, Winston. Also, you gotta
No, I know, but I
remember-
thought the critics wouldn't like it that much.
Yeah, you got to remember Marvel fatigue hasn't set in yet.
It's true.
And we're coming off of Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy. So hype is real. Cool. What list do we have left, Winston?
We already did action sequence. After credits, did we already rank after credits?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me spit some facts then before we get into the ranking. Oh, this is one we didn't do CGI.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right.
Because this
CGI.
fact I wanted to say right before the CGI. This film was the most visual effects. This film has the most visual effects shots for any Marvel movie to date, with over 3,000. Previously, Guardians of the Galaxy held the record for 2,750 shots.
So up to 2015 or up to today?
No, up to this point in the MCU.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. No.
It shows. Go ahead.
It's not bad, but being that there's so much of it,
Yeah.
there are things that I was picking out. I was like, that looked kind of wonky. That didn't really look right.
And does anything stand out?
There was a lot of wonkiness for me, for sure.
Yeah. I can't remember certain like scenes, but I made sure, like, once again, that the CG that we do the CG, and I'm just looking for little things. I'm like, whoa, okay, that I feel like that could have been better, and then like I'll keep watching, and then like they'll land kind of weird, and it won't look realistic enough.
Animation was not
And then
up to par, I think.
also we get more Winter Soldier-y in this as well, where it's just like, especially since it's all of him, it's just like, yeah, he just kind of looks like chrome dome. Like the reflections aren't very good either. Where it just
there's
like
no detail.
Yeah, it looks very just like a CGI model, and that's it. And like the interaction with him in the environment wasn't
I
that
think
well.
The best things are like the Hulk model looks really, really good.
Yep.
Vision looks pretty good, but Vision's
His
also
eyes. I love the eyes. They did so cool. That was so
like,
cool.
Even though those look good, like that's not memorable, I feel like. And then yeah, dude, like in the very first fight when they're going to get Baron Strucker, like the animation for like Captain America
Yep.
and some of the other guys just looks whack. And I don't know how I feel about the artistic style for Quicksilver. I don't think I like the way his speed lines, whatever those are. So this one's very mediocre, I think. Very, very mediocre. Where nothing is like, oh, that looks horrible.
Do you
But
want
then
me
again, nothing looks great.
Start from the bottom.
start from the bottom? Okay.
Now we're here.
Number 10, The Incredible Hulk. 9, Captain America. 8, Thor. 7, Thor: Dark World. 6, Iron Man 3. 5, Iron Man 2.
Yeah, I think it's above Dark World.
Is it? Yeah, I think it is. Because Hulk looks great. Vision looks pretty good.
I can agree
Honestly, Ultron doesn't look that good.
with that. No, that's another reason why I was just like,
Yeah.
and since it's just that, I'm like,
Yeah, and this is the official beginning of the Iron Man suits just looking, because they're just all full CG now, and it's just not as good as the practical.
Excuse me.
Hey, dude, it's a sad moment. Honestly, and it's the sets too. Like you can feel the green screen and blue screen like constantly almost.
Yep.
It's yeah. So
Yeah.
It's
You know
not
what-
that it's not that it's bad. It's just that it's like not going to be amazing.
Yeah.
You know what they need to incorporate is what they're using for the
domain.
The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the domain? Is that what it's called? Or no, the volume?
Volume. That's it.
That thing
Yeah.
is so sweet.
I'm
Dude,
pretty. I think they
swear
already
that
started
they've
using it.
used it in the shows. Like I feel like I've seen it being used.
I think
in the
Loki.
shows. Loki used it.
There you go.
Yeah.
They took my advice. Good. About damn time. Watch your mouth.
Last two marvelous facts. Quicksilver's first and last lines were, "You didn't see that coming," and each time he says it to Hawkeye.
I didn't see that coming.
Last one is the answer we've been waiting for. The thing that Nate told me about. Nick Fury seen cutting a sandwich horizontally in Hawkeye's farmhouse kitchen.
I thought it was diagonally.
Yes, it is diagonally. That's not right. It says horizontal. No, it's diagonally.
Fix IMDb, Winston. Hurry up.
In Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers asks him to prove he is not a Skrull by naming a detail so bizarre a Skrull can never fabricate it. Fury replies that he can't eat toasts. He can't eat toast if it's cut diagonally. During the end credits scene of Spider-Man Far From Home, it is revealed that the Skrull Talos is occasionally hired to impersonate Nick Fury while Fury is off in space overseeing various operations on board a Skrull spaceship. Because Fury cuts his this part, it's like so dumb what they say here. Because Fury cuts his sandwich horizontally in this film, and because it is not toast, this does not prove Talos is impersonating him at this point in time. I'm like, are you kidding me? No, this is a Skrull. 100% this is a Skrull. You think there's a difference between toast and sandwich? You think if he's as like that, like
Anal.
yeah, about cutting his toast horizontally, he'll eat a sandwich like it? Are you kidding me? No.
No, and why would they even show that and then bring that up?
Exactly.
It's meant. It's there for a reason, people.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's let Eric rank his list.
Oh,
Where
God.
is Age of Ultron? On your list, Eric.
On your list,
The
number one,
important-
Avengers.
No, just period. How good is it? Like
Oh,
this
how
is,
good.
this is
Okay.
Yeah. This is your MCU list.
Got it. Go.
Avengers, Guardians, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, Captain America, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Hulk, way down at the bottom, Thor Dark World, and then lastly, The Incredible Hulk.
I think I'm gonna say above Captain America.
So it's the new number 5.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just under Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I like that. That sounds about right.
I like that.
Now,
There.
for those who geek MCU list, the current ranking is number 1, Winter Soldier, number 2, Avengers, number 3, Iron Man, number 4, Guardians, number 5, Captain America, number 6, Iron Man 2, number 7, Iron Man 3, number 8, Thor, way down at the bottom, Thor Dark World, and lastly, The Incredible Hulk.
The not so incredible Hulk.
I think it's basically the same. I think it's above Captain America, the first Avenger.
Yeah, it's definitely not better than Guardians for sure.
No,
I
it's
think
not
this is
even
better.
close.
I think this is better than Captain America. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's the new number 5, pushing Captain
You
America.
guys,
by an absolute
you guys, and just agreeing on things.
It's
We're gonna keep it. Where's your guys'
disagreed
delivery?
on
Come on,
Look,
make it interesting.
We
our
disagreed on Ultron.
our list is going to change. I think. After Infinity War, I think it might change.
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Yeah, that's where my list starts. Is
Oh,
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Because Winston hates happiness.
That's not. Oh well.
Hates joy.
Speaking of happiness, what's the next MCU movie? And the last MCU movie in Phase 2, Eric?
The last movie that we will be reviewing in Phase 2 is Ant-Man, Man.
Voila.
Or is it the Ant-Man?
No, it's just Ant-Man.
Thank
Okay.
you guys so much for watching.
By the way, sorry, right before we go, Ant-Man, like, I remember hearing that, and I was like, that movie's gonna freaking suck. Ant-Man, that is such a bad superhero name. That's a terrible superhero. This is going to suck. It's going to be the worst MCU movie to date. It's going to be.
You thought that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you're funny. Thank you guys for watching. This has been another Those Who Geek broadcast, hosted by our humble host, Nate Camacho, our illustrious fact finder, Winston Corona, and the golden voice himself, Eric Witzka. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Have a marvelous day.